How you doing? I'm just doing a little bit of writing. Maybe I should just put my iPad above me and you can look on down, or you can ask me a question like what's in the background, and then I'll change the picture. $19. What's the spelling of 19? Okay, they spell it with an E. So will I. So that'll be 42 and 44 equaling to 86. So right away in 19, right, we get 86. And we got 172, 344, 688. Okay, that's good. I'll check it out on another level sooner or later. What act? You're here, or you skipped on through, or it's just to say hi, or what are these channel? It says nobody's here right now. You know what I'm saying? So winter, spring, summer, and fall. How are you? I can write that down. You know, the word summer in French is été, and to an English person, it sounds like it was. Right? Does anybody speak French at all? Spring is an easy word to write. Summer is more or less easy, but the sum, right, or the cost of the mare, right? Is it sum? Was it sum and not sun? Is it referring to what? Animal? Man? Or is it actually referring to the sun? You know what I'm saying? But then to say mare inside the word in summer, it's like talking about the ocean. And at the same time, talks about the mother. Now, the mother is part of the cube, right? The thing is about the cube, it cycles by 13, right? So the cube cycles at 13. And that's the masculine. And the reason it's cycling at 13 is that there are 12 on the edge. There are 8 on the corner, and there is 6 in the universal position of Leo. So, okay, so we did that. So, what is Aries? Like, what is Aries if we have Leo in that position, in the 5th position? 6 is the universal position, right? The 6th universal position, right, is at the heart of Rubik's Cube. In which we'll have the joint of 6. Okay, then I like to write that out. Where's I want to put universal. Universal joint 6. So we can look at it as 3 and 3 equals to 6. We can look at it as 4 and 2 equals to 6. We can look at it as 5 and 1 equals to 6. And why did I do that? The 3 reverse sides, the actual truth about the cube is it's 3 reverse sides. It's a mirror. Okay, that's what it is. The 4 and the 2 is with the 6 sides, you have 3 opposite poles. And that is easy to see, that every time you hold a cube like this, that's an opposite pole, this is an opposite pole, and the one you see is the opposite pole. That's 3 opposite poles. When you see the cube sitting down flat like that, you have 2 opposite poles and 4 sides. And here you have 1 pole and 2 sides. So this would be the 2, and this would be the 4. It'd be like the baseball, right? See the baseball, right? The baseball is 6. This is just like the baseball. This is just like a cross. You could go pick up a baseball. You'll see it's the same thing. How can I see? I got this here, and one of the edges of the baseball, you'll see the stitching will come very close together. Perhaps between 3 and 4 would be the closest part of the stitching, when the round of the ball and the other round of the ball is possibly 6 and 1, right? Then 5 and 2 and 3 and 4 must be the ball is number 7, right? Is the ball number 7? Ball 7. You do know ball is 27 and base is 27, right? And you do know in baseball there are 9 innings, and each team is 9 by 3 equals to 27 outs. So that's a total of 54. But if the home team is leading, okay, after 8.5, and that's matrix, silver matrix, right? If the home team is leading after 8.5 innings played, the game ends, and the road team or the visitors with 27 outs at this point, and the home team with 24 outs, equals to 51 vibration, and calling out the number to Mars instead of 54, calling out the number of the sun. What is 9 innings of 3 outs? The other one was 8 innings. The heavens Bert. The lower house of A, B, C, D, 10 to the upper higher numbers, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. It's a 3-to-1 difference. What is 39 or 93 is a replicable to what is 13 or 1 and 3. So let's call it the bar mitzvah, the cycles of 3, 1, 3. Heart, Rubik's Cube, 19. Yes, another thing I like about 19, it also shows itself that there's a gate within between the universal joint. Yes, yes. When we have 5 and 1, 4 and 2, 3 and 3, we have the reflective mirror of it, of what is 5 and 1 will be 6 and 2. What is 4 and 2 will be 5 and 3. And what is 3 and 3 will be 4 and 4. Now that is weird. That is so weird, because my next thing I'm going to be doing is going to be with 9 and 19, and Guy Lafleur is in it. Wow, that's the flower of life. How in the world is this guy in my image? Wow. So this is what I wanted to show you. 9 is 42, teen is 44, equals to 86. This is 6, this is 8. This is going to create the 7th gate. This is the Trinity, 4 times 4, 4 plus 4. So this is incomplete, but yet this is the total. 0, 19, 0, 9 Do you know that these two letters are I and S? What's going on in the world right now is reflecting this over here. The universal joint of Rubik's Cube. The 6 sides. Let's not forget the 9 face. 5 and 1, 4 and 2, 3 and 3. Setting up of the cube. 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5. The 6 reverse 1, the 2 reverse 5, the 5 reverse 2, the 3 reverse 4. The 3 reverse 4, the 3 reverse 4. All 6s revert to 8. 888, or how about the letters? Let me just put it this way. So what I'm showing you right here is the 6th letter, the 15th letter, the 24th letter. In the 3rd dimension of O is 5, right? So the fox is actually going to be FOX, which is going to be 6, 15, 24, or what is 3 times 2 equals to 6, and 3 times 5 equals to 15, and then 3 times 8 equals to 24. What is 2, 5, and 8? Once you bring it to the tetrahedron or into the trinity, you multiply everything by 3 and everything becomes 6. In the trinity, right, pi is inexistent because everything gets multiplied by 3 and then everything becomes 3, 6, and 9. There is more to it. So now we get Fox headquarters. So what is the true difference between, this is what is 3 times 3, this is what is 4 times 3, right? So what did we get? 6 times 3 and 8 times 3? Is that 3/4? Is that what it is? So we know 3/4 is 75%. We know that 45, okay? We know that 45 and 15, when we see those two numbers show up, okay, now this is complicated. I didn't finish. I come up with stuff as I'm going through the motion for the last 20 years. This is not a teaching. This is just coming up here and sharing with you the process as I go on and learn myself. So this part over here is when you get the difference here, it is what is 3/4, right? When you get the 2, it's going to talk about Mars, the singularity of Earth, the duality of the Mars moons. 4 and 8 running the cycle of Trinity. 4 is 1/3 of 12, and 8 is 2/3 of 12. 75%, what is 3/4? Earth and Mars, they run the same corridor. 45 seconds is 3/4 when running 60 seconds of time. But running it for 100 seconds, 100% of time is something different. This is what time shows. So where does time come in? Did you know that hockey is in the middle of the game when it's halftime, but not here when it's 4/4? Here's the 15 seconds, right? Or the 15 minutes, which is 1/4. So if this is 1/4, right, how is that possible? 25%, okay, is 1/4 of 60. Do you notice I now put 1/4 like this instead of using 1/4 like that? So now look what we come up with. The yin and the yang of what is 3/4 is the yin and the yang of what is 1/4. So we can take a circle, right, like that, and just run a pole to it. And the baseball is basically the same thing, right? But we're going to go like this. Okay. That's number 9. So can we create 9 and say 3 by 3? Because that's in the cube, right? And then here, guess what? That's 3 plus 3 equals to 6. This equals to 9. The total equals to 15, or what is 5? 10 perhaps? What is 15? 44 and 21 equals to 65. But this over here and this over here, it runs into the cube. But you can say what you want. This is 10-5. Capricorn and Leo. It could be 9-6, Sagittarius and Virgo. It could be 8-7. It could be Scorpio and Libra. So if you're playing tennis, it could be any one of the 3, but who's going to mention Yod Hey? How are you doing, Pascal? Do you want to come up? You know, it shows 0 people on live, but it doesn't matter. I still have to do this. So this is where your 6 and 9 comes in over here, right? And I'm just going to, and when you do this, right, look what happens, right? Keeping it apart, okay? Keeping it apart. I don't like to really do it this way because there's many things to do with this. Look what's separating it. The hourglass of time. Look at the angle. Should it be like this, the angle? Actually, it's not. It changes. So when I run this hourglass of time, if you take a look, the separation of lines is only 6. There is no octagon in here, right? This also shows you the percentage sign. Did you know the percentage sign is located on Leo, right? It's Leo 5. And you know, Leo not only is the 5th sign, it's number 32, part of communication. So when we just continue this, let's see what the art does in this scenario. Da, 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 and then I can cross over here, cross over here. So now, is it the diamond? Trying to see what's hanging out between the towers. Is it the 8? Should I run this one this way? And if I did that one that way, I'd have to run it this way because it's right. They've duplicated the area space. So one would have to be going in here, right? And the other would come down and go down here. This is also like the aleph, but it's still the percentage. So if this was the 6 and the 8, right? If this was the 6 and the 8 and the 8, everybody knows when you look that the 8 has this. That the 4, have you ever looked at the 4 key? It's this, Mars 51. So anyways, getting past this piece here, 1 second, ding, ding, ding. I'm just fooling around. I'm gonna get on to something else soon. I just want to see what's going on. You see the way we get another entry point over here. Sorry, I have another entry point offset. See the way it's offset? I came down 2 over here, went down 2 here, went down 2 here. So now it's offset. I've never designed it this way before. I've done this one very often, and I don't really like it. It's not I can't really figure out what's going on. I'd have to, anyways, I'll get back to this after. I need definitely something to drink. How's everybody doing tonight? I think this is going to be my first break. Natalie, let me see who's here. Who's here? Thank you, Unity. Thank you. Who is here? Let me see who is here. Wow. Why does it say one person? This doesn't invite Rainchild. I'm never really one to invite anybody. Maybe everybody's here. I can't see who's here, but give me a second. I've got to get a little drink. I'm going to take just 2 minutes for myself. Maybe I'll put something up in the background. I was going to go through a whole bunch of stuff. I don't know what I have here. Yeah, so that piece you see on the right, I forgot to mention that. Whoa, my favorite pencil. The dog. I forgot to mention that in this piece over here, when there's 6, where the 8 shows up is when the lock comes in through the 8 over here. The lock comes in. And everything stops when you join on to the next channel. So this is just showing different ways to create letters on the square paper. Oh, that's not what I want. Wow, how come I'm... It's not letting me background. Okay, so... Oh yes, I'm not sure if you've seen this. I'm not sure if you can see this now. Neuroscience explains how thoughts are held for 17 seconds will start to manifest. And then he mentioned other words. Let's see, do I have them all? No, I didn't get them all. And he was talking about it has to happen 4 times for it to manifest. That's 68. I just showed you the same thing. So if you go find this gentleman's video, right? There's a couple of them. And what does this say? Alpha point. I'm not really interested in that. And, okay, now this over here. Let me see if I completed this. Okay, so what this is, okay, is this is about 13. The center X inside of there is the 7th position. Everything around is the sixth, but this is not the design I want to show you. This is all about the encompassment of the trains. Double nickeled, 55. Yeah, I let me see this. Yeah, that's where everything breaks up at the 8. See, it breaks up at the 8, it becomes 1.5. Remember I showed you 6 and 8, the way they invert to each other? It's a system that we live in. I can show you how it works. The thing is, we need others in physics to be able to confirm, right? Wow, that's crazy. I made this I don't know, some kind of trick. Oh, I loved it today. What a day, man. Oh my God. I pulled out all the weeds by the pool. I pulled out all the weeds next to the house. I didn't eat a salad with them. I possibly could have. Let me see who's here. Okay, there was something else I had to do. What's here? Okay, yes. This goes. I got so much to write. Let me see if I can turn this around and explain this. I'd like others, if anybody sees anything in these pages, then don't hesitate. I mean, what is this channel about? I'm going to explain to you. Are you here for the first time? There's only 2 of us right now, right? You're here for the first time. You're here for the first time. You want to know what this channel is about? I'm going to be going really slow. I'm not going to be showing my face right now. I'm going to be showing you just some numbers, just a whole bunch of scribble. What I'm doing right now is I've ripped out about 20 odd pages, because when I get into a live, I write real quick and I don't like what it looks like. I rip them out, and hopefully I don't spill the coffee on it this time like last time and threw them all out. Although it's irrelevant, when we come together in the masses and we look back, for those who are interested in one of my 17,000 videos, Good, Bad, and Ugly, makes no difference to me. I knew it had to get out there. If we put all these videos up against one of these AIs and ask them, what do you think about all this work, and is any of it real? What would it say? I already know what it would say in part of it, right? The analogy is all real. I mean, the numeric value for base alphabet, which is A1 and Z26, leaves the letters M, A, R, S as 13 and 1, A, 14, and R, 18 equals to 32, and S, 19 equals to 51. That word is Mars. If I reverse the alphabet of that word Mars, which is going to be M reverse N 14, A reverse Z 26 equaling to 40, R 18 reverse I equaling to 49, S 19, the letter S 19 equals to H 8 equals to 57, and to repeat the letters, it is Heinz 57 connected to Mars 51. And 5 and 7 is also noted to be 5E, G7, or in alphabet and numeric is 5GTV. Heinz. The thing about putting out these letters is that there's only 2 letters of 4 letters in that word. The Z turns sideways to become an N. The I turns sideways to become an H. The feminine and the masculine are within the word. The N and the Z are a part of a group of letters that can fit into a single cell. Letters that fit in or circumference a single cell, like the letter C, the letter N, the letter O, the letter, possibly there is one letter I put lower down. It's the I, or it is a small L. The U, the X, and the Z. 3 and 14 and 15 and 21 and 24 and 26. And you know what's funny about this is that the first letters, when you add them all up, the first 5 are in pi. 3, 14, 15, 21, 24. Dog and cat, 24 and 26. The reverse of this is 1, 3, 6. You know what that is, 1, 3, 6? ABC. 1, 3, 6 is ABC. Then this one over here is going to be 12. So it's going to be 3. And then this one over here is going to be 4. A, B, C, D. Wow, I'm going to have to look at that. And then over here it's 6 again. Reverse alphabet. Reverse alphabet has to equal to 27. So that's why 1 and 26, 3 and 24, 6 and 21. So the 6th letter is F, the 21st letter is U, F-U. The 15th letter goes along with O like an L-O-N-V-E. So each one of these, right, are going to have reverse alphabets. Each one of these are going to be a zodiac sign. Each one of these are going to be a number. So there's a whole bunch of stories that go on. The vowels are always lower value. When you say the vowels are always lower value, what do you mean by the vowels are lower value? Like if I go A, E, I, O, and U, the U is the 21st letter, but it's in the 3rd house. The letter C is the combination of all the other ones together. So if you're talking about us, like I'm not going to get into telling you. Is the Enigma code? What does that mean? Which Enigma? So this is what I haven't done. There's a lot of stuff I haven't done. I come out here with the skeleton of the reality, showing you that there's much more. I am not finite. I am only the beginning. Let's get the team going. Create, I don't know what you want to call it, a game in which we can enter in all these algorithms that are absolutes, and then put in the rules and regulations. For instance, some of the rules and rules and regulations is learn how to write on quadrille paper, designs on quadrille paper. Also, rules and regulations, as we have the word 19, I kept the whole word. Teen is a separate word. I got 42 and 44. I have N-I-N-E. T has to come out. So this is going to be a 24 and 44. It means there's a gate inside this trinity. This is going to be a 66, connecting 55, connecting the I by the seventh gate. T is already like a G. When you go to different alphabets, different ways to count. So I like to use the 26 letters, and I like to use gematria. I don't use Chaldean 8 yet, right? I don't think I have enough years to complete this alone, right? And there's never going to be a patent for this. You know why? Because I'm not patenting nothing, right? How can I patent this? This is just a game, right? Maybe I'll patent the game, but I won't patent the information. If anybody takes this information outside the game, go for it, right? This is incomplete right now. I'm just showing you that the world was, it's a skeleton. We've been served the skeleton. We know everything. We know, we have a lot of information. It's the maestro orchestration of it, right? We know the sun goes up. We know the sun goes down. We know there's 360 degrees in a circle. We know how to use the protractor. We know red, yellow, blue, green, right? You know, white, black. We know all this stuff. We can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We can say 0. How much money you have? 0. I got nothing. Are you going to get? Did you have? Now you got nothing. Do you need? You're a laborer. Don't want to talk about 0. It's number 64. 64 connects to the ocean, right? Through 5, 4, 5, and 6, the Federation. Leo. Leo picks up Cancer, and Leo, okay, unless we do the shift. Have you ever heard of the zodiac shift? Just like the alphabet shift. The alphabet shift, and I haven't done really any work on it. I've just mentioned it. The alphabet shift starts A6 and Z31, where the zodiac shift. Now, if I had to shift the zodiac, what I would do is I would start the zodiac on the 13th sign, and I would call it Aries. And then I would run up to 18th, the 18th, right? And we're going to call that Virgo. And we are going to start at the 19th. We're going to have Libra. And then we're going to have the 24th sign is going to be Pisces. So let me see if I did this right. So they're 1 through 12, okay? There is no zodiac. And then 25 through 36, there is no zodiac. So now what I also want to do next, okay, is realign the zodiac to 15. I think, is it 15 or 16? Starting, I'm just trying to see the first, second, the fourth sign. So if I realign for the cube, I would be on the fourth sign or the third sign. I'd have to check this out. Anyways, I'm not going to get into that part right now. Right now, I'm doing a little prayer. Pascal said, I have no doubt about that. You'll prove it like no other. I don't know what I'm going to prove. You're welcome, I'm the one. You need copies of what? Hello, Rainchild. Okay, 17 seconds. Yes. So Pascal, um, okay, yeah, well, it shows six. I'm just going back over everything. Pascal, Pascal, es-tu encore là? Même si tu parles pas assez anglais, là, tu peux m'envoyer un message privé en français. Numéro un, débrouiller, c'est facile. De comprendre les mots, plus difficile, mais il y a toujours translate. Ça, c'est facile. And you write English well, unless that's translated. Well, let me see. Okay, so what that was, let me see if I can find this. I don't, sorry, I don't know or remember who shared this with me this morning. There was, I'm going to have to look at this again. So let me look at this one more time. Right, right. There was one person talking about that the letter Aleph is actually two-letter Bates, showing that the house is split. Um, okay, let me look back over here and see. Yeah, I thought I took more. So, what it is about 17, um, the female 16, the male is 17. And the diagnostics for this is the Bat Mitzvah and the Bar Mitzvah and the Sweet 16. So no, the Sweet 16 is more for in honor of the moon, and the 17 is in honor of the zodiac, 17 and 12. It's the next cycle, 17 and 12 and 16 and 13. Do you follow me? After 28 days, you start the next cycle. At 27 days, right? It could be yet, well, usually you should know within X number of days, but I'm talking according to the machine, right? This is all about the machine. So where am I with this piece over here? Yeah, so that 17 seconds is number one. I'm just going to say it easy, that I do games. This is all out of games, what I find in what place and what shows up. So what happens is when I divide the 9 digits on the face of Rubik's Cube, there are 9. In order to split it up, having 2 equal sides, I would have to share a number or remove a number, and that number would be the 5 position. What that 5 position is the universal joint that's held on, okay, that controls everything else. It's almost noted to be what is the reader. There are 6 readers on the cube. And surrounding every single reader is 8 cubes. Here is the reader. There are 6 sides. There are 8 that surround the reader. 6 by 8 is 48. The word sun is 48. Equals to 6 by 8. That's where it divides, dividing the 7th gate. The last one in here, it's 6 times 1 equals to 6. And guess what? When you total it up, the SON is without the core and the SUN is with the totality. And they call this the sun cube. The male and the female are located in here. 5G is located in here. Energy is located in here. When you power up the generators, you're turning these on. This is supposed to be the hexahedron, unlike the tetrahedron, that if I understand the tetrahedron properly, it should be angled at 120 degrees like a toupee. This is unlike and should not be like the Platonic solid, but yet it says it is. But I'll have to go over that with somebody else. But regardless to the fact, this is still a cube. It still has 6 sides. There are still 54. Yes, the woman's cycle, exactly. This cube, okay, this cube has 12 edges for the woman. The 13th, okay, is in the heart that controls the 6 of 19 and 9. 19, remember 19 and 9. It's a 9 face and it's a 19 to a core. But there was another reason for that. Oh yes, the 9, I have to write down 1909. I already wrote it down twice. The reason I wrote down 1909 is original. Right? I always like to think of the moose. And when I think of the moose, I think of the quarter. When I think of a quarter, I think of 25. When I think of 25, I think about life. When I think about life, I think about a point. When I think about point, I think about a card. When I think about life, I think about the sentence. And the sentence of 25 years to life. And when there's not a period or a point at the end of, or at the beginning or at the end of what is called the cycle, 27 coming into the 28th day, the child would be on the way. The cube itself, as I mentioned, is what is 6 times 2, 6 plus 2. You know what's ironic about that? Is that it equals to the entire cube other than the universal joint, and 6 and 2 is the queen. And 2 and 6 is either the dog or the game. And you know that within the game or in the name in the game, do you know that name and game bring out Genesis? Bringing on our vibration. What it is it's the AME is what is soul in French. The GE and the NE. The NE is 19. The GE is 12. But from the work that GE, what is 7 and 5, the masculine and the feminine, is going to bring on the numbers 5 and 7 and the moon, and the G and E together are 12. And now we are going to ignite with the moon, the zodiac. The NE, okay, can we call it northeast? I don't want to talk about that, right? Is 55, it's sky pass. Also, the N connects the IT system. ITN connects the system. That would be number 29. 5 times 4, 5 plus 4 equals 5, 4 equals to 20. Whoop. What is equal to 5 times 4, 5 plus 4 equals to what is 20 and equals to what is 0, 9. And this is where the T and the I come in. When you switch the alphabet over, right, the I becomes 5 and the T becomes what is 7. So when you have the 5 times 4, 20, 5 plus 4, 9, you have the IT system. In gematria, right, the T is in the 7th position, the I is in the 5th position for 29. This is electric moon. The sun and the moon come together. It's almost like it's starting to tell me the story. I always thought the sun comes up, right? But it's not the sun comes up, it's the sun comes up. And then the moon works with it. And then it's like that. It's like they're just pans in the air. One comes up, one goes down. They work together. But the generation of these are telling me, because of these cubes, are telling me that's coming from beneath the earth, in the oceans, powering up the sun in the sky by the movement of the oceans. Stop the movement of the oceans, the sun will stop. That's what I see right now. How's everybody doing? Are we 2 or 200 million? Do you know that we are scrutinized for everything we do? Yes, so 17 seconds, 4 times. 3 times, 4 for disclosure, for the choice. 3 times and 1. 3 times and 1. Let me see. I'm going on break. Taking a 5-minute break. Every 45 minutes, I take a 5-minute break. I just like to tell you that. It's imperative that I keep my voice, that I keep on sharing. At this moment, I can't really walk too good. My toe is extremely swollen. Put it on top of the Christmas tree, right? Put it on top of the Christmas tree. It's 4 points. 1, 2, 3 points. We do it this way. We spin it around. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 by 3 is 12. Hexahedron can match it. Mutable, fixed, cardinal signs. Now, what do? Can we have the earth, fire, and then the 4th one come out of here? Why do I say it comes out of here? Do you want to see why? Because it's plugged in over here. Each one is plugged into 3. This one here, the 4th one, is plugged into 3. So each one of them, each one of the 3 are plugged into a 4th one, which have a universal position plugged into all the other ones. I don't know how it works yet. I haven't put the time into it. I don't like looking at tape. You know what I'm saying? So I'm here for 20 years, and wow, we're up to 2 people, humans, watching this channel. I don't get it, but it's okay. Yes, listen, this is about everything. We have to know about the First Nations and everything. And you know what I see going on right now? It's really crazy what's going on. Right? What I can imagine what's going on right now. It's almost like me playing the bad guy, everybody attacking me, but I'm making sure everybody does. So that way I can run my system. You know what I'm saying? The good guy is the bad guy and the bad guy is the good guy. Why did they give up all that land? Did they give it up? Did they fight for it? What's missing in our history, right? Or was it a handshake? Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, 1909, the hockey started. That's what the original 6 hockey team, right? Original 6 creates something like that, the original 6. Yeah, who actually started, and again, in the Middle East, what's happening? You know, the I and S together is also 1909. Did you know that if I did say moon and you did say number 57, it won't be 3 19s, just like that? If I say 3 times 19 equals what is male and female, masculine and feminine, it's also what is 30 and 27. I like to call it Capricorn 2.5, and then I want to call it Capricorn 5.0. I want to finalize Capricorn at 7.5 and finalize it at 3.5. Where in the dickens does this guy get all his numbers from? This is from the cuckoo house, right? So here's what it is. When you come up to the number 19, right? Let me just write it out, the three of them. When you write this out, these will all include Capricorn. The sun is included in 18. It's also the heavens. 8. Let's not say, just let's say it is what is the reflection of the base 6 creation. 8. It is what is 4 and 4. 5 and 3, 6 and 2. 7 and 1 is also 8. But when 7 and 1 is 8, it's here. It's 10 and 7. Capricorn with 1 and 6, 2 and 5. The 7th gate, guess what? The third area of this, 3 by 17, 51, 3 by 18, 54, 3 by 19, 57. 57 and 54 is 111. It's the heart of the cube. 19 and 18, 37. What is this? These are the teenage. But this section over here, it's going to be 9, 4, 13, 9, 5, 14, 9, 6, 15, 9, 7, 16. It's almost like trying to explain that don't say Yod Hey, you got to say Vav Tate, Tate Zion, Tet Hey, Tet Dalet. What they do in different call, and I'm not sure what it is, but the Hebrews who follow the moon, I follow the way they dictate their numbers. So what I did is 3 by 19 is 57, but I went 3 by 10 and then 3 by 9. The cube ends here. The 28-day cycle, okay, where is it? It's right there. It's a gate. 1 and 6 run through the gate into the next cube. And then we take, then we take that, we put that here. I don't know if we use 1 or we use 4. I haven't figured out what it is, but I do know we need 1. They could be using these also as well. What it is the core in here is 1, then the hidden one in the center, then another one here. If I'm running on a train, we're never going to count this and this other than the height and the length of the trains moving. Another thing about this is that they can move like this, or when they get loaded, they can spin this way and open up, and all the trains will run on this angle with this opening up in between. And that possibly can be where the seed is planted. I can't explain that right now. I shouldn't have said anything right here. Montreal was named at first. I don't know. I just know that Montreal, singular moon, Montreal, singular power, control of this moon. Just like Real, Mont is also mountain. RE referral to AL, alchemic. Montre, montre, it's to show the AI. If you take a look at the word, if you want to play with the word, but if you put is in front of, instead of mountain, you would get Israel. And if you put mountain, right, if you send a mountain out to Israel, something like that to play with the word. I'm a good boy. Well, if you want to come up. I'm going on a few-minute break, but if you wait when I come back, I can bring you up. Something happened with my razor. I was just shaving over here, and the dog came in the room, and I turned, and I just, anyways, whatever it was, I chopped too much, so I decided to start over again. Thank God it grows back. I got my tie on tonight, but it's backwards. I have a bellyache tonight. I think it's from that. They buy the worst kind of shakes. I needed a lot of energy today to work outside. It was very hot. The sun was like really like coming down from the sky somehow. Maisonneuve-Ville-Marie. Yes, I heard of that before. Yes. Yes. So that's Maisonneuve. So that name Maisonneuve, right? That we see right here. Right, that's what I like. We can read this. Look, I'm reading this. No, reading this. So yeah, right here, Maisonneuve. So right here, Maison, right, says house, and Neuve says new house. Ville is city, and well, Mar. Would you say Marie? You see what I see in Marie? The IE 5 and 9. The energy comes within. Energy comes within the ram of conscience. When I see Ville, I'm going to see Ville, civil. I see 6, right? Because the LL is 50-50. It's 4 Roman numerals. 5, 1, 50-50. So that would be 156. Male and female rotation. And also you have corn, niblets come in the house. So the house comes in pieces and parts. Right here, you also have the month of May. The am. Tu connais-tu le mot âme, soul? In your name is your soul, and it's the soul of the sun, the letter N. La lettre N, là, c'est le 14e lettre. Faut que tu prends le 9 puis le 5 pour faire 14. Ça se donne l'énergie dans le système, dans nous. Le N, il va avec le soleil. 14. Le A, là, the A letter, okay, with the 1 and the 4, you can go the 10 positions. It's taking up, the N letter uses up 2 numbers, right? So right away, if you want, we work with the sun. If it takes up 1 letter, then it's 27. It works with the house, Mars, the Mars moons. If it takes up only 7, right? Do you follow what I'm saying? The sun, the moon, Mars moons, there are 2. We talk about 1, we talk about 2, we talk about all 3. I'm trying to figure out the combination and which way to explain what's going on. I mean, what the story is, but I can tell you exactly what I'm telling you. We have the singular Earth, Moon, Monday. We have the moon, what are the 2 moons of Mars. We have the sun. The thing about the sun is where we are, it shifts all the time. See these 2 dots? So if this was the center, we can shift off center from this dot. If this is the center, we can shift off center for this dot. But we're working the twins. We're working the twins. We're not working the twins. Look. Look what we're working when 22 comes up. You see that? Right? That's the bar mitzvah. Look at that. Sky pass. Whoop. Whoop. We have communication coming into the house. Elon Musk crossing over the river. Saturn square 4, 5, and 6. Also, this is going to tell you about energy of the sun. 4 times 5 times 6. When you have these two, the 5 is going to be in between. 4 times 5 is 20 times 6 is 120. 120 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 is 135 or 13.5. The sun, S-U-N, is 135. The word ace is 135. What does the ace do? It's a straddle horse. When you want to cut a plywood, you get out the straddle horse. What does the straddle horse do? It spreads its legs out for stability. It doesn't sit on the fine line of the equator at the end of 18.999 and 18.999. The letter S and the letter R hang at the equator. But in all actuality, when the alphabet shifts, it's no longer the R and the S. When we do the alphabet shift, just want to see if I know I did the alphabet shift here. Yeah, the alphabet shift is going to give me M18 and N19. So we split. Look at that. We split 37 at 9-1. 2 fire signs. We end up with the sun and the moon. And they speak for themselves. Do you know why? Because the heart. And I got to go on that 5-minute break because I won't be able to think soon. So when I show you these numbers, right, what this is going to be what the cube is in the heart of 36 numbers. Here's the heart. It equals to 111. Notice the way we get like this and then we get Great Britain. Oh, I meant Union Jack. Just an X in the center, right? Could have been anything. What actually another thing it can look like is... Do you notice that the 17, 18, 19 equals to 54? The 18, 19, 20 equals to 57. That's where the sun and the moon fit in. But the beginning, look at that. That straddler is Mars, and this one is on the clock, dividing the gate. 20 divides the gate. I'm going to just show you one more. Then I'm going to take that break, 5 minutes. Bar mitzvah, bat mitzvah. 575, it's the I. When the woe comes in, you lock it up at 66, right over here. And when you lock it up at 66 with the connection through 7, 88 goes right over here. And when you lock up 6 and 6, 8 and 8 is automatically locked in. The cube runs right over here between 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. And why is it so special, and why did I pick this spot? I can show, no, that's not good. That's way, way, way too big. Way too big. Okay, so here's what it is. So you see the cube right over, you see this here, these cubes? This is the centering of the alphabet, the zodiac. I could have did other things with the zodiac depending on how we wanted to do it. So this is what I was talking about. This is in a game. This is a game that's been going on for over 100 years right now, accepted worldwide. Yeah, 135, you can look at it many ways. Either you can go, it's the letter M and E. You can go ACE. You can double it up and say 27, and that is what half of what is creation is. 22, it's funny that you said that. Le 22, c'est juste après 21. C'est a master number. It's a master number. I'm going to come back after and tell you what it is, where it comes from. The definition, you can look it up online, but I will show you where that number is. First of all, right over here, you see the red, red, rouge, 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 jaune, jaune, and n'y a pas d'autre. There's no others like this here where you get a red over red, a yellow over yellow, and a red over red. You see these two reds here, right? You see the over here, the yellow line, right? There's no other one. That's the heart of the 360. That's the heart. It's 111 over here. This is where the cube goes. This is the only place I was capable of making that a choice of doing this. Here's where the ring is. You can see rings, right? Rings on my fingers, rings on my toes, right? Making love to the sky by every breath I take, right? So 22 is right here. Once the cube finishes, 22 is the beginning of the end of the heart of the alphabet, or the heart of 360, 22. 22 is also 1/4 of the constellations. 22 is also the ring. Holding this, you can put this on. You want to see 22? There's 22. This is 22 and 11. That is the 4th finger and the 9th finger. The 14th and the 19th, the 7 and the 2nd, the 12th and the 17th. Hang out on Mars. When all the way around, it's going to be 22. It's also going to be 14. 36 all the way around, 360 degrees. Happy birthday. It goes around for 3 birthdays before you change it. It goes around for 3 birthdays. Why? See the 9? 9, 9, 9, 36, right? 9, when you go around 3 and 3 and 3 and 3, that's 12. Once you reach the 12th, this next level here that joins the cube, the 9 and the 3 come together, that's your birthday, your 12 months. You can also look at it by going around this cube once, it is 12. 12 going around one area center, 13. 3, 6, 9, 12, going around the 13th. 3, 6, 9, 12, going around the 13th. 3, 6, 9, 12, going around the 13th. And then we jump cubes. Either we jump this way or we're going to count it with no shields. We have 36, 36, 72. If we take another one, or should I shove one of these shims inside of it? I'm going to have to talk about that. Okay, it's break time. The reason I said the ring is 22 instead of the cube being here is it's used as a metaphor for being connected. This goes around your finger, right? Just like the, I don't know, something to do maybe with the moon going around us or the sun. So we now have we can start it here and then take it and then put it here. The third finger. This 3, 8, 13, 18. That's it. This one and this one, all the other ones have 8 numbers. This one, okay, because it's the middle one, has half as many. So we can look at the Trinity as being these fingers and then all the other ones. Yet these, they're not calling fingers in certain situations. So that's another discussion. And I think I only have the 2 bones in here. And here I have the 3 bones. The letter I and the letter I and the letter R would be a reflection of the thumbs. So I'd like to know a little bit about that. And the reason for that is 3 times 6, 3 plus 6, in which what it is I don't know exactly what it is, if it's 1 between 2, but c'est noté 1 between 2 all the time for creation. 3, 8, 13, 18. That's this one. So when you reduce it, it'll be, oui, 18 en place de 15. Il n'y a pas de 15. Ça, c'est du 15. Ça, c'est du 15. Ça, avec ça, j'ai 5, j'ai 10, j'ai 15. Mais j'ai 5, j'ai 10, 16, 17, 18. Celui-là. Mais j'aime bien compter 4 puis 1. I always like to use my toes, my fingers a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? There's so many things going on. So there's, where else am I going to go with my background? So what do you think about between that? C'est quoi tu penses de ça? That's digital, right? Remember I just said 49, the finger you go on? Well, that's the design of 49. I'm on break. Let me play a song. Are we only one person here? Wow, I can't believe it's 11:46. Hey, c'est juste moi pis toi? On est juste 2? Oh! Zeus! Zeus. Oh, I'm soon going to wake up my dogs. Okay, let me check what's going on here. Wow, I have a dentist appointment in the morning, so I got to calculate 2 hours. It might take less time. Let me just give me a second before I go on break. I have to check how long it's going to take me to get to. Definitely not true. It's telling me a half an hour. I know it's going to be an hour. I know it. There's no way. There's no way. Okay. Anyways, okay, gonna play a song. Gonna play a song. I know which song I want to play. Let me go find the song. Let me go all the way back. I like the song The Man in the Middle. I gotta go back so far. I should have saved it in one of my favorites. You know, I gotta go back like 6 months, I think, or 8 months, and I got hundreds. Let me see. Whoop, did I find it? Oh, I think I found it. Okay, just give me a second. Okay, I'll play this one. I'm going to be playing two of them. Yeah, so here's the original before I play it. That's the original, right? That's the original, okay? Yeah, I'm playing a song, going on break for 5 minutes, and then I asked ChatGPT if they can buff it up a little bit, and they did that to it. So if you take a look, there's the letter I, la lettre I, qui traverse the nord-est and sud-west. So you can see the letter I and the letter D inside of this, right? It crosses over. If you can see, it's right here. See the eye here and the eye here? The head is over here, the brain, and then the leg is one here and one here. And then I did another one the other way. Okay, we're going to take this off. Yeah, I was working on something in the background there, eh? Looking out into the stars. I'll be finished that sometime this next week, I hope. Okay, yes. So, I'm going to put it on my stand.
Rest your soul, take a break, find some peace today. Like God who rested on the seventh, let the world drift away. The system's genesis begins with light. Power surges on, a word of code, let there be light. And the circuits hum along, from processors to pixels, the unseen trinity. The Father in the firmware, the Son in memory. Rest your mind, restore your heart, and let your burdens fall. In every place, in every way, rest connects us all. Restore points echo Eden, a garden full repair. When errors fall like Adam's sin, redemption's always there. As manager, the angel's sword guards what can't return. But updates run like saving grace, so we don't crash and burn. From processors to pixels, the unseen trinity. The Father in the firmware, the Son in memory. Rest your mind, restore your heart, and let your burdens fall. In every place, in every way, rest connects us all. I stand, I rest on 17, standing and resting, says the horse, of course. The drivers are commandments, each one set to guide. The virus-like temptation must be cast aside. The Sabbath is the reboot where the soul can realign, and on the seventh day it rests, God's design. Divine updates are epistles sent to show the way. Fixing bugs, restoring truth, like prophets in their day. The system's Pentecost arrives, the Spirit breathes anew. Power flows, creation wakes, and life begins day two. From processors to pixels, the unseen trinity. The Father in the firmware, the Son in memory. Rest your mind, restore your heart, and let your burdens fall. In every place, in every way, rest connects us all. Rest your soul, take a break, find some peace today. The seventh day has ended, now it's time to press play. This version blends the biblical story of creation, grace, and restoration with PC metaphors, offering a spiritual connection to the systems we use daily.
Okay, got one more. I know it's a little boring, but let's see what I got here.
Just to get work Tackman's Raphael Bellas are like him. It's the layers of your numerological and astrological. Cardiologists to get work Tackman's Raphael Bellas are like him. Carl Jung give unconscious, possibly linking to constellations and zodiac signs as archetypes. Sigmund Freud focused on the unconscious, ego and superego, and symbolize the layers of your neurological and astrological framework. Known for behaviorism, perhaps representing structure or systems within your model. Emphasize human potential and hierarchy of needs, linking to ascending frequencies or gateways. Like 17. George Orwell, surveillance and cycles. Repeat in 1984 could symbolize patterns or cycles like 3 by 28. 8 beat 4 and 4 by 21 equals 84. Numerical patterns and astrological integration. Pluto symbolizes transformation and power, and the number 84 ties into your cycles. Pluto also governs Scorpio, a water sign possibly connecting to emotional and transformative frequencies. Ernie 11 could represent dynamic energy, movement, and initiation. Numerically, Aries might be 1. Leo 5, Sagittarius 9, returning to 1. Completion and rebirth. Signs from Virgo, Capricorn. Feet to 2 reduces to 7, a spiritual gateway. The sum of their positions connects to 17, a gateway or threshold. Intertwining patterns. 1, 4, 7, and 2, 5, 8 are key number sequences, often tied to cycles of creation and balance. They generate 3, 3, 3, 6, 6, 6, 3, 69, and 90, 63. Which are also part of the frequencies. 36 Nikola Tesla's theory of universal patterns. Spiritual awakeners, cycles. The cycle emphasizes leadership, creativity, and exploration. 2 or 6 Virgo 10, back to 2nd. This aligns with grounding structure and material growth. Aquarius back to 3rd, focus on communication, balance and innovation. steps to connect all elements. All constellations and zodiac signs. Use 826 for names. Energy, Aries, 8 or 26 for names. Frequencies, map 369 and 9063 to planetary cycles, psychological theories, or constellations. Example, 9063 Hertz, it could connect to Pluto's transformative energy. Freud's 8 ego, superego, could align with water signs, earth team.
Okay, enough. Enough. What's going on with everybody? I'm good, Miranda. I'm good. Just came back from a break. I made those. You're talking about these? Are you talking about these? Yeah. Did I paint that? Yes, I did. I don't know which one you're talking about. So, you drive a truck and 18 roues? So, yeah, beep, beep. So the big truck, we have the cinquième monsieur, right? Is that what they call it? We have the kingpin, we have the drives, we have the axles. So, quand le camion est rendu à Ottawa, là, le 18, c'est 54, eh? 18 wheels pulls into the sun, which equals to the sun hooks up to a fifth wheel. Do you follow me? Oh, if I was on board, would you let me drive? Is it stick shift? Is it stick shift? Can I like stick the shift like okay. Is it 13 speed? So we're going to go shift 18 speed. Oh my god. 18 speed, 18 wheels, 18 by 18, 324. C'est une Cummins, c'est une Caterpillar Cummins. Ben, je pense que j'ai pas de trouble avec une 18, ça fait longtemps. OK, j'ai jamais conduisé des Kenworth. J'ai fait la route pendant 30 ans. I drove the road from 1980 to 2005-6 until I started doing this. But I lost my license because of this. It was a miscommunication between the doctor and me, and anyways, it was really cuckoo. So, j'ai transporté des cochons, j'ai transporté des porcelets, j'ai transporté des poules, j'ai transporté le mouli, j'ai tout fait Québec, Ontario, États-Unis, Californie, tout le kit. C'est le meilleur vie. Mais la seule chose, c'est le DOT, là. You know, it's funny. Everything that's altering us right now, I don't know, because when I'm writing, you know what I'm saying? When I'm writing, I don't need this now. So everything that's interfering with us right now, I talk about dots and dashes, and it's the DOT that's interfering with the transport right now. The rules and regulations, what the companies do, anyways, whatever. It's not something to get into right now, because the thing about this is that I have to remember not to get involved. I have to stay really cold. The system wants you to lose your energy, so you have to remain neutral. But when you're going down a hill, you don't want to be in neutral. You don't want to be out of control with your motor and your clutch. And when you're starting to go down the hill, you don't want to heat your brakes up. So you don't want to be going, if the limit says 60 and you're a truck and you're loaded at 80, and you're loaded and your total weight is 80,000 pounds, 38 tonnes, right? When you start to go down a 5-10 mile hill, you want to be going down that hill at 40 miles an hour. Trust nothing. That's the only way I like to take those hills. 40, maybe 50 miles an hour, but no more. Because after 50 miles an hour, what happens, because you're going to have to tap your brakes, right? Some people, I don't really remember whether it's better to use the trailer brakes just to give them a little shot, but they could lock on you. So you just, in order not to use your front brakes, right, you just hold down a certain weight on the pedal for a little air pressure to come out, not to let your front brakes heat at all. You'd never want to use your front brakes. In fact, I mean, that's the way I was understood. Now, should you put your front brakes on and use it in the hill, right? I don't remember what that is, but if you lock your front and you lose your steering, that's the worst thing. So, and when you're going up these hills, I know back in the day going up these hills, I can be going 40 miles an hour going up these hills. Go down the hills at 50, but again, depends which hill it is. Okay, so back to January. I was reading a little bit about the calendar, and they said January and February was added in. If that's the case, that means March was the first month and Aries is the first sign. But then, if there was only 10 months a year, how do we have 12 zodiac signs with 10 months a year? Wouldn't that be 1.2, right? Every month would get 1.2 zodiac signs. And that's funny because right now the reflection right now is that because of the 12 zodiac signs, in order for all the zodiac signs to achieve 12, we need to multiply Capricorn by 1.2. Or 120% times 10 equals to 12 Pisces. So should I make everything equal to Pisces, or should I make everything, hold on a second, I have had these papers for a week. Where's the whiteout? I feel like a munchkin sitting in this chair. Sit up. So I went 1.2 Pisces because right now started this the other day. I don't even know what book it's in. I keep opening these books and throwing them on the side. I never get to go back and read them. Oh, look, here's the fingers. 1, 5, 6, 10, 11, 15, 16, 20. That's the pinky and the thumb. The pinky and the thumb. pinky and the thumb. It's funny that 8 times 8 is 64, and 8 and 8 is 16. 1 and 6 is 7, but it equates together. So it becomes 15612,672. The index finger and the fourth finger is 2, 4, 7, 9, 12, 14, 17, 19. The third finger, this one, is the bar mitzvah right over here, right? The bat's mitzvah is over here. Fits in with this, the mother, the gateway, the sun. This one fits in with the moon. This one connects to the IT system. This one connects to Mars and the moon. Capricorn, Capricorn. Look at that. We have the sun. We have the sun and the moon over. We have the sun, and we have the AC/DC that links up with the moon. 1 times 3, 1 plus 3. 1 times 8, 1 plus 8. 1 times 9, 1 plus 9. 1 times 7, 1 plus 7. I can't find these on the cube, but these I could. I can't find this on the cube. Actually, I could. The 1 and 8 on the cube is what is 9. The sun is what is all. 9, 1 and 8. 9 and 4, 13. Tet Dalet. Tet Gimel. Look at that. Tet Gimel. The angel, Tet Gimel. 9, 3. Right? Isn't 9 and 3 the angel? It's the thirds. How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? I'm 18 again. Okay, so le calendrier de la tortue, les écailles. Okay, so listen to this. When you say the word carapace, okay, you're going to be, look at all the A's. There's 3 A's in this word, and I have to write it bigger, but just to let you know, it's a turtle's pace. The turtle, the tortoise, the rabbit, the speed of the internet is running through our moon, and it's running at a really slow speed, or it's being interfered with. So when you look at the turtle and everybody gets so excited with the 2813, it's the interference. And where's the interference? Voila, you and me, we are being interfered with. What is going on? $304 day is the Valentine's Day. The 304th day is Valentine's Day, October 31st, 1031, 7 by 3, 7 plus 3, representing the cube, all the faces of the cube. 6 months, 30 days, 4 months, at 31 days. So that's 180 and 124 is 324. Is that what it is? Is that what you're showing me? Okay, so first let me explain something. So we have, I don't know why you said 304, 10-month calendar, 304 days. So that is going to be October 31st, right? Unless it was a leap year. So the thing with this is I'm 6 times 180. How can I create this? 10. I'm 20 short on this. I'm 20 days short in order to reach 324. So is there any way to get 20 more days onto this? I also complete less than 28-day cycle moons. I get 10 cycle moons. And the thing about this is day 277. Day 277. Okay, that equates right. On day 277, that is between 277 and 280 is when the portal opens for the child to be connected. And that would be in the 9th month. There's 27 days left over, which is perfect because if you had 28 days, you'd be ending a cycle. Now this brings you to the one day before the cycle ends and before the new cycle begins on the 29th. The difference between 27 and 29, red and black. How about that? Now, do you know what happens on November 5th? November 5th, also known as the key, is the 310th day of the year. When you go to May 11th, it becomes the 131st day of the year. This is where the cycle runs within the moon, 7 times 3, 7 plus 3. And you know what cycle that is? That's the air cycle. It is the air wave, right? What is it in the air? Is it going to emit? Is it the aether that is emanating within the air? So we have, like I said, when we're working with those numbers that you mentioned, it works out to my swollen foot. And yes, 12 and 4, they're both the purple ball. The 304th day brings the corridor between Earth and Mars. You're going to use your mutable. And what is going to happen is you can go between odds and evens going 3 and 4, running the same corridor. Even though they all do it, the difference between 3, 4, and 2, 5 is it's the same space. It's a 0.3 of a space. October 4th is the day of communication, the 277th day. 10-4, communication, two ends of the spectrum. Also, what they show you off with 10-4, two ends of the spectrum, is that the harmonization between the two sides, that when you connect the system up with this, right, you have to put up Leo. And once you put up Leo and you get the connection, you end up with Sagittarius. And the total gives you Taurus, 14. Why is Taurus 14 when Taurus is 2? We're going around for a second ride. Going around for a second ride. How's everybody doing? Who's going to come up and share my voice? Ask me some questions so I don't work so hard. It says that we're 4, but when it says viewers, I don't see them here. Let's see. (29/6/2003). 29/6/2003. 29/6/2003. You see, one of the questions I have that I'm still working on is I don't have a fixed number for using the year. And I have to think about how other languages talk about the year. I mean, using the alphabet, le même alphabet que nous prend English, French, Spanish. So they used to say 1923. Since they say 1923, I'm going to use it in two different fashions. I'm going to use it as 19 and 23, and in this case over here, they're going to say 2003. I can also look at it as 200 and then 3. I look at this year as communication. The thing is, it's coming inside. The zeros are on the inside. When I put the zeros together right away, when I put a 2 next to a 0, it looks like the R going both ways. It's showing you both ways of the R. Un 5 ou un 2 à côté d'un 0, c'est semble de loin. Because I'm far away, and depending how you write it, it looks like they're both R's. But 2 and 3 coming together in 5 is communication between the lower and upper house. 2 times 3, 2 plus 3, 6 and 5, 11. It's a representation of Venus with alpha, 212, 55, a sky pass. Somehow, whatever the communication, whatever that sky pass is, 55 and 26. Okay, so sky is equal to 55. The reverse of sky in numbers is going to be 26. So it's going to be God, dog, game. It's also going to be the reverse side of the cube of the vibration. Now, what does all this say? When it's 2 and 6, it's going to represent the cube, and the cube is what's going to create the transition from outside to the inside source world where we are. Now, who's controlling this cube? Who knows about it? Were we altered? Is it something that can be changed, stopped? Were they given the house? There's a whole lot of questions. So there's a whole lot of discourse to go on. You know what I'm saying? Discourse, horse, another thing, V6, V8. What is that system? You know what V6 and V8 is, eh? It's RAM, part to do with memory. When you V8, okay, it's the total house. But when it's the total house of V8, okay, it's 8 by 8, 64, like the game of chess. The 29 is always the beginning of a new cycle, the beginning, the 92nd day in a leap year, when the 29th day of February becomes that bisextile, it jumps off from being the 91st day, which is a completion of the first 13 letters of the alphabet, or the first 13 moons, if you want to look at it that way. 7 fois 13, 91, 7 by 13, 91. When you add up 1 through 13, it equals to 91. The average is 7. The letter is G. The total is M. So now you have a G and an M coming together for what is S. G, M, S. So the S is 19. The M is what is the expansion, A through M, equals to what is 91. It is 1 through 13, which is A, M. When you add that up, it equals to what is 91. The average is G7. Now, the second half of the alphabet does the same thing, except it begins at 14. Now, remember I said I can take this alphabet and set it up as an alphabet set up at 360, which means I can center it on a flat line, the alphabet. Or I can actually do the alphabet on multiple lines and make it look like a beehive. 1 letter here, 3 letters, 2 letters here, 3 letters here, 4, you know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of ways to do it. Harmonize, it's all about being fair. You can't cheat in this. They're all mathematical equations. If the equations work, we can find a 360 for every letter by understanding every word. If I like that, like right now, I have my head is into the letter AL because I know there's a power gate. And then you got alchemy, alphabet, Alcazar, Alcatraz. So I'm going to go and check the third letter out when the word changes and say, what's happening? Did they make the word just so instead of saying AL, they're going to want to put a T with it, right? Or an alt. Maybe they're doing it on purpose so I do something else and use the reverse of those letters. Maybe that's why they gave me the AL. What is the reverse of AL is going to be what is Z and M. 26 and 13 is 39. I'm in the seventh inning stretch. 39 is going to be a reflection to what is the bar mitzvah. The myth of time. Why 39? 1/3, right? 1/3. 1/3 is like 13. No, because that's the way I was taught to do it. If it looks like 1 and 3 together, whether it's used in the percentage or 13 or 1331, it doesn't matter. It's building the system. This is what I saw. This goes here. This goes here. I can't, if you start to become too smart, you're going to get all mixed up, right? This is a system. It builds itself, right? If you start to enact this into this world, forget it. So I'd like to what can we do? Can we get something on Roblox? Can we set up an Excel? I have to go to bed. Okay, I have to go to bed, 12:23. 1, 2, 2, 3. 1 and 2 is 3. 2 and 3 is 5. C and E, 5 and 3. Half a time, 30 seconds, 50%. What is the 5? Double it up, becomes 6 and 10 times 10, 60 seconds, 100 seconds on the clock. 4 and 6. What is 4 and 6? It comes together. The 4 is that block time that fits in to the 60 seconds on the clock. We're running inside the clock on ice, and the game is hockey. Watch everything melt very soon, releasing the balance of what we need to move on to the new cycling. Don't worry, it'll freeze up again. It'll all be good. We have to move on. They have to release it. They're out of space. Do you see all the storage units going up all over the place? Everybody's looking to condense, put away, store. This is what is going on right now in the system. Out of space. Things are going out of order. I'm not going to go on to say why it's like that. I have all the marbles. I don't know where they all go to explain that story, but things are breaking down, becoming more noticeable to some. Some are sleeping. Many are sleeping. It's cuckoo. We're very few. They've moved. This is about America right now, the AM. This is all about North America, the last 500 million people. Do you know what I'm saying? Do you know when the Georgia Guidestone said 500 million people? They were talking about the last 500 million people. North America. They've captured all the other ones. So they spread them out amongst us so that we couldn't see, blinding us with their thoughts coming from elsewhere. As they still grow, as much as you want to participate with the others, it seems like you can't because it's altering your visions. You're getting muffled over your eyes. Oh, this over here comes from the letter A. This is the letter A. Water, ice. If you see on the bottom, all you have to do is keep creating. But this one over here, right? It has a few splits in it because what I did is I drew, I think, 2 aces in this one, and then I decided to flip them over. I forget what I'd have to do. I'd have to look back to my original design to see what I did. And they're mirrors of each other, right? And if you take a look at my hand, hold on a second. You take a look, let me see if I can push this back. So my participation is right. Not good enough. My participation is right here. Somehow it's being interfered. I don't know if my two ears are working properly or my extra eyes. Should they be here or not? They cycle the 4 seasons. Is this supposed to be here, or is this interfering with me? Am I the only one that's supposed to receive? Do you know what's happening in numbers? In numbers, if that moon was number 5, it's going all the way around 5. You see, the sun is 5-4. The moon is 5-7. So the sun is 5-4. The moon is 5-7. The cube ring is 5-9. The reverse of 5-4 is 6-5. The air signs connect 3-5-7 to the fire signs 1, 5, and 9. Mars and Earth. 2 moons of Mars, 1 moon of Earth. So when you say 28, I point here. When you say 56, I point, hold on a second. I point outside. 2 on the outside, 1 on the inside. 2, 1, 1, 2. 0, 1, 2 living inside the sun, possibly. But you know what happens with these? It's actually, you see this? It's supposed to be like that. So do you see where I'm plugged into right now? Two this way, 2 that way. There should be 4 of them. There's going to be more of these. There's more reflections out there. You see the way I'm sitting in there? Somehow I'm missing out. So what's happening is this moon is cutting, right? See the way it cuts down? This moon is cutting through my, here. This moon is cutting through my heart. So is this moon coming down this way? And the other moon like this way or this way? Do you follow what I'm saying? Or are they all coming this way? Because I moved it, you can't figure out what I'm doing. We're fully connected. How you doing, Miranda? So, I mean, this is discussable because I don't have enough schooling about the solar system or the universe, and I need to listen to others speak so I can get my story straight with the numbers. Because I know I'm not wrong. I also know when you put E and I together, right? That's a lot of power. The E and I is huge together. It's energy within. It's a complete association the minute you pick up the breath. It's the electronics within half the house. This is where the pig comes in. Don't eat the pig. It's not dirty. It's everything. You know, the chicken can't fly. You know why? Why don't the chicken fly no more? Why did they cut the chicken wings? Why? Because the chicken and the moon come together. The numeric value of electric company is 5775, which makes 3553. You know, 3552 is the penny, and 3552 is twice 1776 plus 1. 1776 plus 1. I'll tell you another story. So that moon, right? That moon, ho, 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 3 times 5, 3 plus 5, 15, O, 8, H, H, O, ho, 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 69. So what it is about 3 and 5 is when you look at numbers, we're cycling these numbers, okay? 1, 4, 7, 7 months of 31 days, 4 months of 30 days, and 1 month of 28. So when we do this, what happens is 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 4 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3. 3 by 7, 21. 2 and 1 is 3. To begin this game, 1 between 2 equals to 3. Here's what we cycle. So it can also be 10, 13, and 16. This is the reason for, I forget where I was with that. I'm getting a little tired. So yes, so we run the 147 system. 258. Is it, you said 358? It's 258 are connected to the moons. The 8, the 2, the 5. They're all going to be connected to the moons. The 1 inside the 3 is connected to the singular moon here. These are the 2 Mars moons. Mars has got 2, we have got 1. So you can go as high as 4 and 8. That's the highest number you can get is 4, 8. Why? Because after that, it's 5, 10, and you've double digited it. And why do I do that? It's because 1 moon and 2 moons. And we come into that. We come into that here. I can't get into that right now. I'm not fluent. Yeah, 4, 3, you can do 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3 is the same thing, right? But 4, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, yeah. 7. So you have 4, 3, 4, and then you have 3, 4, 3, and you have 3, 4, 3, and 4, 3, 4, and yes. 7 times 7 times 7 is 343. 3 times 4, 3 plus 4 is 12, 7, 19, or minus equals to 5. So you get to, oh, I'm too tired. So, because Valentine's is the 10, Valentine is the Capricorn. Valentine is the month with 3 years of 28 equaling to 84, 1 year of 29. So if I went 28, 29, 28, I would equal to 85 in one of the cycles. 8 and 5 is back to 53 again. 8 times 5, 8 plus 5, 13 and 40, 53. 3 and 7 is 10. 5 and 5 is 10. When you create that kind of 10, okay, you can do 4 and you can do 48. Let's do 48, right? So if we did 48, we're going to add 62. 4 and 6, 10. 6 and 4, 10. 8 and 2, 10. So we can do it to anything. But when it's with the 5, it's a double connect with the 5. And 75 and 57 is the moon. So, and when you multiply 3 by 19, that is the moon. 2 fire signs, right? Bringing Capricorn to Sagittarius. And now the Trinity creates the 57 moon. And now we're between. Operator, who's calling, please? 1-800. Like, so it's the 1-800 who replaced the moon? Oh, this is a party line. I'll connect you direct. Like in the party line, right? And why would you think it's called party? Party equals to what is 3, 4, and 5 and everything is lined up that the minute you pick up the phone, you can connect to who you want. Why I said party is when you go golfing, right, you're going to be playing 1 through 9, which is called the front, and you play what is 10 through 18, okay, which is the back. So the back side, okay, is going to hold on to the sun, while the front side, okay, sorry, the back side is going to hold on to part of what is the sun, and the front side is going to hold on to what is part of the moon. 1 through 9, I need 19, 3 by 19, and I need the 9 because the 9 will go with the 10. So I have Capricorn and Sagittarius. Sagittarius is on the front 9, while Capricorn is on the back 9. The sun is also on the back 9. The birth is on the front 9. I need to bring the two together. The 3, 4, and 5, when I get an eagle on a par 5, I'll get a 3. When I get an eagle on a par 4, I'll get a 2. When I get an eagle on a par 3, everybody stops talking. Why? They don't call it an eagle anymore. They now call it a hole-in-one. So sometimes things change. The 304th day of the year is Valentine's. We're connecting to the moon. I have other things to do. I'm not sure what it is. I'm tired. 7:47, 6:46. I have to think about which way I would go with that. You have an earth water sign. You have an air sign with a water sign, and you have an earth sign with a water sign. You have air wave. The 4, 5, and 6 is running with Saturn square, just to let you know. The 4, 5, 6, and 7 is going to be what is 11, 11. You're going to be connecting up the upper house with the lower house with all your 10s. But you're going to connect 77 from your 4, 6 multiplication. Yeah. So this is what happens. This is tiring because there's so many more things to do than just the basics. 6 times 4, 6 plus 4. 24 and 10, 34 is 7. 7 times 4, 7 plus 4, 11, 28 equals the 39. So the 39 is going to be what is 13, reflect the moon, reflect the lower house, 1, 2, 3, 4, versus 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 30. Okay? The 5 and 6 fits in between that as well. The 7 and 4 are the cycles we run. The 4 and 6 is bringing the 1.5 time what is 4 equals to 6, and it connects the other side with what is 5 and 6, 11, to what is 4 and 5, 9. Brings the oceans together, the mother, the house, the power, right? The lower house and the upper house. I was going to be getting off, but I'll bring you up, and you have to just let me get a something to drink. Just hold on a second. I'm going to listen to you. I have to put the sound up. I'm exhausted.
I just wanted to say real quick, you keep saying the air and the water, it's like that steam or humidity and vapor. You're talking about the airwaves or radio waves? Well, a lot of these cooling systems that they're using now for these AI machines are using water that's putting it back into a vapor, back into the ocean. And if the water holds memory, then they could be messing with the airwaves, with the memory in the airwaves.
Okay, so, first, hold on a second.
Well, because we breathe in this water, so this water is going to the AI, and then they've been having these complaints, like in the news and stuff, about this weird fog and mist that's been rolling in certain places. And so I'm just saying, it's like that could be, because it messes with our memory, it could mess with our programming.
Right, so because right now, as I have it, is these cubes here, they're in the ocean. They're powering up our sun already. So they're already in the ocean. And they're overheating. The reason is they cannot condense any more memory. They need to store it somewhere, and there's only one place to store it, back into ice.
Well, there is no ice, but water can still hold memory. But if for them to be able to freeze it or crystallize it, they have to have a unit to put it in. Well, that would be our body, because our bodies is basically, a formation of crystallized fucking matter that's been made out of different frequencies of the earth. So we become the crystals
They're storing it
in
this
us.
is the reason for Bitcoin,
Well,
because
that
they're
could,
trying to digitalize everything because they have
hmm
no more space. And the 500 million on the Georgia Guidestones. Have you ever heard of the Georgia Guidestones?
Yeah, they got destroyed a couple years ago, didn't they? Someone
Yeah, well,
drove into
you
them.
know what it's reflecting?
Hmm.
It's the 500 million connected to those in North America, Mexico, Canada, USA. That's what they're looking to gain. The rest has already been won. That's
You're
all they're
right.
looking for.
I would agree with that.
Well, the numbers work out. Next year, it's 250. 250 years since 1776.
Isn't that what people are speculating that that's what the actual year is? It's not 2025, that it's 1776?
Oh, well, according to these cubes here, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're actually, I think, about 1738. 17, not even. We're missing the binary shifts levels every time you move in binary, right? When you get to the fourth binary, 1, 2, 4, 8, right? When you
Mm-hmm.
get to the fifth one where the power is, you go into double digits. So you're powering up. Then
But
what
binary is
happens?
only ones and zeros, isn't it?
But how many zeros? The first zero, the second zero, the third zero, the fourth zero.
Okay.
And binary is a classic code. What I mean is you can do a lot of things with it just because it is. It teaches me to double everything up and to find everything that's in between.
Okay.
And if
That
I
makes
see
sense.
304 that was mentioned before, I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
look at this in binary. I'm going to say 12, 16. I'll use the 4 in the first position. And since the first position has a value of 1, I'll multiply 4 times 1. Since the third position has a value of 4 and it's a 304, I'll multiply it by 3. So that'll be 12. So that'll be 12 plus 4 equals 16.
So what's B in the numbers?
2.
Okay.
But B2, what it is B2 is everywhere. It's 2, 4, 6, 8. It's this position, that position, this position, that position. B4 is because they crisscrossed and they created the air wave within the fire signs on this. I just don't want to talk. I want to show you.
So I put what 304 is in binary on in the chat, but there's a B in it. It's 0B100110000 is what 304 is in binary.
Oh, okay. Yes. Okay, I know what you're talking about. Okay, yes. Okay, I wasn't okay. If I had to do that in real binary, I would have to take a look at it and see what the number is, what you just said. What I'm doing here is I take binary as a skeleton and I use it a different way just to see how because
Okay, and then
I can do it to anything and create a 360 degree image of something in numbers. And I can do it to anything. If you say 504, 602, it doesn't matter what you say. I'll do the same thing all the time and see where it takes me to see what relationships I create. Right? When you build a picture on something. So what were you were saying something 2 minutes ago, very interesting. The air and the water and stuff, right?
well, you kept saying that there was the water signs and air signs, and then you said a water sign and an earth sign. So I was thinking of us as being earth, and then obviously the air, and then the water is usually a representation of memory or emotion and feelings. Air is usually thinking and like electrical intelligence kind of thing. So if they're using these AI machines with the water to cool them off, and it's turning it into a vapor, it's been sending off this fog and this I don't know, I guess just fog if you want to call it, messing with the clouds, messing with the streams in the water in the ocean, it's changing the currents. That these machines could, if they're running out of ice to store memory in, then they're going to be using us or the earth and the crystallization of earth, because it's just crystallized matter. That's all that it is.
So what I believe is that We have reached a period of time that um, they have to continuously release and melt the ice because they're the teachers and they have no choice and they don't want to lose us. So they have to digitalize everything if they want to move us. It's impossible, but anyways, they're still going to try,
So
right?
they could be melting the ice to get what memory they need because they've hit a like basically hit a brick wall. They don't have any more information. They're stuck. So they're melting the ice, using us to interpret what the message is, like using us as computers because they're digitalizing us by putting us inside, virtual reality. And I mean, it's like as long as we have those virtual headsets on or we're consumed with this stuff, like even this app, if I want to exit out of it and go look something up, it'll teacup me. So I can't talk to you guys. I can still hear you guys, but I can't talk. I have to actually come back into the app and put my focus back in the app only. I can't look anything else up if I want to communicate.
Correct. And now they just made another change. I used to be able to go ahead and tag 50 things. Now it's only 5. So this is what's happening. First of all, these have been here for a long time. It's been in the system a long time, right? This has been in the system a long time, these cubes. But they're overheating. The Bitcoin is so hot. Those machines are so hot. The transferring of their system. First of all, the ice is going to melt no matter what. They can't control it. They must release the information to us. They're the teachers. They must move. These cubes have already ended in 1998. They're running off the end of the cycle of 27 years of creation. 27 plus 3, sorry, the implementation of this. Like the piano pedals, here's the piano pedals. You notice that if you put 2 pedals together, 2 of them work together and 1 of them doesn't. The same thing with these 3 here. You notice Demas for demons and Phobos for phobias. These are
Mm-hmm.
true moons of Mars. These are the real moons. I used to think Philadelphia, Boston, and Detroit, and then Mars would be Montreal, something like that.
You
Whoop.
were working on a drawing. I watched a couple of your one of your shorts, and there was a drawing that you were working on that looked like a triangle, kind of upside down.
Oh wait, not this one in the back.
No, no, no. It was a normal triangle, and it had a split in the center, and you were trying to go up the side, and you didn't know if it went up. Let me see. I have it actually drawn down. You were trying to figure out if it was like 3 or here it is. Uh,
I'm looking for it also. I'm trying to see if it was one of my recent videos.
see, I'll switch my thing around the camera.
Oh my God, I can't believe I just went down the page.
Oh, wow, I didn't even see your background until just now.
It's not. Oh. Hold on a second. Let me.
That's a
Okay.
it's a basic
Yes.
drawing of it, but it's like that's not exact how you had it. The triangle part is, but the numbers were different because you were talking about going up 3 and then stacking them on top of each other. But I went up to see 4 to see what it would look like if it went all the way across. So it'd make it 8 instead of 6, but it would still be 4 going up the center. So,
Right. So the other thing about this is you can use 1 square or 4 squares or 9 squares
mhm.
and to see the different dimensions with this. Because in this fashion, if I wanted to use the number 7, I would have to associate 2 cubes minimum, because 7 is the one that connects the right with the left.
Okay, yeah, 'cause you had it where it was more like this, so it just went up the 3.
Yeah, I made it small. I was just working on a small form in that.
62.
So there's
What does
many
60,
ways. What's that?
say, what does 62 mean to you?
62 is the reverse cube. What's in between is the par, 3, 4, and 5 in golf. So therefore, you are condensed into an area space. 62 is the queen. She controls all the territories of 80 or 420s or the communication. the teachings of everything. I don't know why the royalty would do that, but the royalty is also a royal flush. Uh, there's more to it than that. I don't know it all because A, I have to think about it. B, I'm too tired to write things down and look into my head. Can I just say hello to Extra for a minute? Is that
Go right ahead.
okay? Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Good. I was just seeing what you guys were up to. I
What are
see
we
your
at?
background with the Earth and Mars Association. It's interesting, and Dragon Ball Z. So we're going into, and this is, I found out this since the last time I saw you, and it's definitely yeah. So we're going into a time of like the heart field, but it's ran by draconian energy, and what is this? What else is it? Oh, the ambipolar field. I just found out the whole. Oh, I don't know if you know anything about the Lake of Fire.
No, but
Uh,
I know that
Referring to Gehenna.
what'd you say?
Gehenna.
Gehenna. I've never heard that.
That's what the lake of fire is in the Bible. It's a place where they would incinerate
Yeah,
bodies that were riddled with disease, or they would throw garbage in there, and Jesus uses it as a reference to be tossed into the lake, meaning that things that go in there never come back. It was an actual place in his time.
it's this time. So we the whole like moving the universe or whatever. We're back in Jesus' time or whatever. So um, right now we're in that Lake of Fire. Um, and then it's really just the ambipolar field that has kind of gotten come down and like come to correct things because the electromagnetic field is breaking up. Um, I'm glad you said that because I didn't know anything about it. I heard it, and I've been looking into like some of the stuff in the Bible because of TikTok, and like the numbers are they match exactly with the I Ching. Um, and I've been one thing I've been following. It's been 62 a lot, but it has something to do with this whole ambipolar field and everything like that. And I know that it's draconian. So I've seen he said he had Dragon Ball Z up there. That and then you had the triangle thing with the two fours, and then that's eight. Oh, it was eight, but then you have the two threes. That was the threes. So then I saw the top and bottom. It was like eight minus two is six. So I was thinking 62, but I don't know because
right.
I
So
feel like I'm seeing it everywhere now.
no, but 62 is the high side of the reverse cube of 51, which is the fire signs, right? 5 and 1. The six
Hmm.
and two is also what is 3 times 2? It's communication. It's the half life or the half light. The 6 and 2 is, oh yes, the 6 and 2 is a complete representation of the control by the cube. 6 times 2
Interesting.
plus 2 represents the entire cube besides the universal joint. It's everything it's the skeleton will jump onto that number of 20. Like as the universal joint in the heart of Rubik's Cube. The mathematics with it gives you a G section. What it means is 2 times 6, 2 plus 6 equals to 12 and 8, 20. You get the letter L, H, and T. I have to think about that tomorrow. I know that when you have the H and the T coming together, that's part of the teacher. It also connects to the moon. 28. Oh yeah, just one thing I wanted to mention that when you see 28, it's for this moon, right? But if you see 50,
Uh-huh.
56, it's 2 moons. Even though they don't run the cycle like this moon, we reflect this moon. So 56 for these two and 28 for this one is 84
Wait,
running.
wait. Okay, the right side is the what? It,
The right side and the left are moons of Mars.
And they're copying the middle Mars, the middle moon, or
And well, when I talk about cycles, right, we talk about
uh-huh.
only this one. But when this one turns 28, this one turns 28, and this one turns 28. But it cycles more often because it's in the planetary of Mars. But I don't care about it. When this one cycles 28, these cycle 56, 84.
Oh God. Wait, so okay, my question is because I'm noticing a pattern and I'm wondering uh if it's just me or if it's multiple people because you just said this and so like what I was thinking was that and it, are people like falling into a pattern of like I don't say following, but you said 28 that that moon does what that moon does. And so my thing is I'm wondering if there's like a pattern of I don't say like a taking on energy, maybe. I'll say it like that. Like my entire next year is not about me. And I don't know if I'm the only person that has that. I can't figure it out.
Well, we can't figure out a lot of things, but I've been a couple of weeks ago, I just jumped into that. I've been in this mode for 20 years, but a couple of weeks ago, things changed a little bit. It's more towards I can do for everybody else, but I'm doing a lot for myself. And what I'm doing for myself is I'm sharing this work because time is
Do
it's
you,
crunch time now. The end of
yeah,
20,
do,
2028 is it's like it's so close, and I'm talking January 1st, 2028, and I'm not talking
yeah.
that date. I'm just saying I don't want to look past that date right now because that inside the cube is on its new cycle completely by that date.
Uh-huh. So okay, so we're going into an interpersonal time. We were told that it was intrapersonal, but it's interpersonal, and they said it was a uh something of the individual personal wait uplift it's not uplifting, it's like a personal empowerment, but it's not personal, it's interpersonal. And when you said 28, I know that for me it's 28, but I think that there's others.
What do you mean others in 28? 20, okay, hold on, just let me think. 28, 28, 28, 28, 28, 20, 20, 107, 107,
Struggle.
28, 8, 849, 28, 20, 107, and 49. 49 and 107 is 156. That's crazy.
56. Oh yeah, it
156.
is.
Why I said that is because this cube itself is 156. So where did I get that number? Oh yes, the word 20 equals 107. The word 8 equals 49. The total is 156. 5 times 2, 5 plus 2 equals 107, 17. Right? There's a lot of stuff to explain. I'm not
Probably.
going through the whole mathematical and the reason for everything. But what this is 13 times 12 is 156. The feminine and the masculine come together in this cube. 156 in this cube, when you don't see 156, what is it? The 6 faces of Rubik's Cube. As 9 per face is 54, but there are 12 edges, there are 8 corners, and there are 6 centers. That equals to 26. If each cube of the 26 had 6 sides, just like the major cube, that would equal to 6 times 26 equaling to 156, bringing the masculine and the feminine together. And the reason we're in 1720 about is because the cube and binary end at 6, equaling that we have 52 days a year less than we should, and that we are human beings running on what is 1 1/6, or what is 1 1/6 or less than, okay, less than a full day. They're shoving more than a day, or what is 4 hours more into us per day. We're running days of 28 hours in a body that's supposed to be 24 hours. Where did I figure this out? It's pretty simple. 52 weeks times 6 days instead of 7 days.
59.
So do you figure out that we end in November, the November 12th
Is
the
that the
end.
day?
No, about November 14th, November 12th, 14th. That should be the day that the year ends.
That's so they said in November. I saw this somewhere on TikTok that there were some visitors that were coming from space. But they said they were coming in November. So when you say that, that makes more sense that the end of the year comes. So we're moving faster, like you said, we're moving faster.
Yeah, and we would never notice it, because if everything was moving fast, we say, "Wow, we had such a big day today. Look at, we did good." And we look at the output, and we say, "Wow, it's the same as yesterday, but the day flew by. We did so much." They're playing with the whole system. Anyways, listen, I am extremely tired. I got a dentist appointment early, and so otherwise I'd force myself to stay up and go on break and come back. If you guys want to chat it out for 5 minutes, I can let the system go.
Well, I was going to let Extra know that the you were talking about interpersonal and 28, the number 28, and there is something called the IRI, Interpersonal Reactivity Index. Has 28 questions that test whether a person's ability of having empathy, or if it's low empathy or high empathy. It's what they use in psychology.
Thank you. Interesting. Oh, that's actually
It might actually go with
fitting.
empathy, because that seems to be what's in short supply going on with our culture right now.
Yeah, well, that's what's supposed to be being cleared out, I think.
That's what I think they're
If you
trying to get rid
can't,
of.
yeah, if you can't, I think that's probably why they're doing that. They're short circuiting the days so they could short circuit the ones that can't handle it.
Just
So
remember one thing: we're in an absolute. This is like an absolute game. It's almost like we're in a plasma TV that's no bigger than 3 inches thick. It's really freaky. You know what I'm saying?
well, you go get some sleep, get some rest. That way you're good to go tomorrow.
Yeah,
Sorry I
I'm
missed
going.
today and I showed up late.
I'm going to the dentist. I had a great day today. Washed windows, cleaned the patio, brought the grass out from between the bricks. Washing, I just like it. It's like very, very, and no one's around to bother me. So, except for myself, because I painted and dropped things and spilled coffee and dropped this and scratched that and broke this, but everything was good today.
And don't forget to find your whiteout.
Oh, I did. It's Grandpa. He keeps putting it on Grandma's tush because he wants to know where the blue spot is. He has to remember, Grandpa. This is my Grandpa. Oh, Grandpa, just like Grandpa. Look at that. Grandpa's got the same thing, just hanging on edge. Okay, good night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night. Well, I want to tell you something. Creation is supposed to be funny, right?
Oh, this is definitely a cosmic joke. I agree.
No, I'm just saying all of creation, the creator itself is just it's all funny. And I just want to say one thing, because I had a couple of incidents in the past 6 months, and I wrote a song. I was looking for it, and somebody says, "What should I call you?" And I said, "Don't call me anything. Don't put reference on my back." You know what I'm saying? If somebody wants to say, "I learned this somewhere else," because if somebody makes a mistake with something that I've said in an incomplete work that I'm sharing daily for the last 20 years, I'd rather be known as someone with no name. You know what I'm saying? More or less. Do you follow where I'm coming with this? I'm just putting out there an
Understood.
internal outlook.
No, I get you.
Somebody says, I learned this all from me. And I'm like going, I'm trying to figure out what this person learned. And I'm looking at it and I'm going, they didn't learn this from me. And I didn't want to come in there and say anything, you know? So I'm just saying I'd rather have no name. Everybody has their own breath. They take it upon themselves. We're all copycats. I don't know anything. I'm just orchestrating what everybody else has already done in the history of life. I mean, I didn't make the dice cube and I didn't create the alphabet and I didn't call out the name 500 years ago. Or what about all these extinct animals I read about? I don't know about them. And all these people writing about them, how did they know about them? They weren't here. They didn't even know how to write back then. So how did they even know the animal existed? Because they found it 5,000 years later and they made up a story. Do you want me to tell you where the story is? It's in the name itself. Find me an extinct animal. And I'm going to tell you a story about it. Why? Because the words talk for themselves. I don't have to study the bones. I just have to look at the name they gave to it.
Like the dodo bird.
Oh my God. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. From the beginning to the end, back to the beginning again. Now it's a bird, it's number 33, so it's from the breath. So if it's going from A through G, which is the silver string, it means think before you advance. Good night.
Good night.